feel, so I'm letting this kill. Give a fuck if it kill me. Don't think that anyone feel me. Don't give a fuck if it kill me. Don't think that
So we got another one. Let's do what wouldn't you want to see in your games under any circumstances? So what's like off the table in terms of, you know, it could be sexual harassment, it could be sexual assault, that kind of thing. Child murder.
Yeah, I think like just like some of the big ones are like, well, okay, if you blow up an orphanage, I'd be like, I don't know why you did that, but I mean, like, you
Right.
blew up an orphanage. It's just like when it gets to things that are like we discussed before, don't do things that are like maybe someone at your table is like, all right, I like playing this game with you guys or whatever, but like, could you like not sexually harass my character? Like,
Right.
please don't do that. And like, if you continue to do it, that's like fucked up. Like, there's like usually established rules for these things, like for depending on what it is or whatever. Sometimes some people are like, you know, it's characters or whatever. Like, I don't hold it personally against you or whatever, but like, don't like upset that or try to like put your own ideals into it being like, it's my character, I can do whatever I want, or
Right.
like, you know,
Right.
I can kill your little sister just because I feel like it.
The famous well, it's what my character would do. I pretty much just, you know, I don't want shit that I know is just gonna make most people uncomfortable. I don't want rape. I don't want, you know,
like you
sexual
don't
harassment. Everything.
You never want to like have those situations where you're just kind of like, all right, now my character, like as in character, I'm like, all right, now I'm just gonna rape this person, and then everyone else just looks at you like,
you're just like, are you okay, dude? Do you need to
dude,
talk something out?
is,
You know?
dude, we're all here just to have fun, all right?
Right. I'm like, look, man, I wanna kill dragons and get gold. I wasn't here to, you know, play pervert simulator. You know, I'm like, I just wanna chill. I want to be the heroes. I don't want to be the dude that's going around pillaging, you know? Like,
yeah, like that's the fine line between like you're heroes sometimes and like sexual encounters, whatever. It depends on your DM players. Sometimes no sexual stuff, that's fine, but like it's all based on the table setting. Rape as a general like term is just kind of like everybody's gonna be weirded out by that no matter who you are. Yeah, like I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, you're crossing a fine line here.
Yeah. What do you think about like we talked about it earlier with the evil stuff, but what do you think about player versus player stuff?
So like, are you saying like just like tensions between them, or like?
Well, tensions that could escalate into like combat or at least threatening your character. For example, I'm gonna bring up Critical Role. I apologize, but there was a part in Critical Role where the wizard Caleb wanted to get, there was like a scroll or something, I don't remember exactly, there was a scroll or something in this person's house, and he was gonna steal it because he wants the spell. And the warlock caught him and drew a blade on him and held it to his neck and said, "Put it back."
You guys all heading outside?
I'm the last one to leave the room.
No!
Yes. I summon the falchion. I hold it right up to his throat.
You have to detect that I did it.
Did you reach for it?
Of course
I was
did.
the last one out of the room. Put it.
Make a perception. Make a perception.
Yes.
Make
I was up here first.
Hold on. Make a perception check. Make a sleight of hand check. Yeah. That's what this is for.
I said I was the last one in that room.
You were.
Okay.
Fuck. 13.
8. You notice him go for it.
Leave no trace.
No, I'm taking this.
Put it back, or
I'm taking this. Isn't worth my time. I'm taking this.
Put it down, or I'll leave you here.
You guys all stop at the landing as you turn back.
Forward, put that fucking thing down.
My hand starts to glow with Eldritch Blast energy. I will fucking leave both of you here. We're either a team or you're working for yourselves. Decide.
You guys are all watching this from the landing.
I walk out.
Somebody's coming.
Okay. As you all slowly come to rest and look back at Caleb, as you walk out, you stop at the landing next to Ulog.
And that kind of interaction is really dramatic and cool, but if you're not comfortable at the table with each other, it can also be really like I said earlier, your character wanting to do something and then another character saying no, and it's, you know, it's a case of, are you telling me not to do this, or is your character telling me not to do this, you know? So
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
I think that's like I want to say like a case by case thing, but like I think it's healthy for like if characters like like user character like they'll disagree and things like that, where it's like my character would totally not be fucking okay with that and
Right.
would probably do like these things, and like that's fine. That's the whole point. Like it's supposed to be you're not all the same one adventure. Like, oh yeah, we're all in it for this thing, and we all have no
Right.
disagreements ever.
Right.
Nothing's different between us. But I think there is like a tension point where it's like you don't want to like upset it too much by being like, all right, so this whole game, I hate your character already, so I'm just gonna never do anything for you,
Right.
like ever. And then it becomes like something where the player will probably feel like, wow, this guy is not doing really what his character's doing. He just fucking hates me.
Right.
And that kind of seeps into it. And I think you are right in saying like that's something you need to address as like a table. Like maybe, you know, either just like be like, hey man, you like have something against me right now, or like just bring it up or something. Just like sort that out, because at the end of the day, you're all there to have fun.
Right.
You're all playing this game to like enjoy yourselves and have some wacky adventure or whatever you're doing, killing dragons, doing whatever. You're not there to like antagonize each other.
Exactly. Opposite kind of side of the spectrum, what do you think is cool in the game, and more so think of like a cool moment in a game that you were in, just any fucking badass moment you can think of.
Okay. I think, and some GMs, at least from what I've played with, or like some aren't cool with this, some aren't. Some GMs follow a very rule I like a lot called the rule of cool.
Yep.
Where it's like you can basically, as long as you give at least somewhat of an explanation for why this effect would work, and you do somehow well enough or do something, they'll let something that sounds so stupid just kind of slide because it sounds cool.
Right.
So one specific instance I had back when I went to different college. This was like 2 years ago. But back when I was there, I was doing a game with some friends there, and the GM, one of my friends there, he was a GM. We were in this dungeon or something like that. We were basically like going through this like crypt essentially, and then our party came across like this giant door, and it was the giant, like I think it was like over 100 feet. It was big. It was a big ass door in this like this crypt thing, and we're like, oh cool, it's a giant door. We couldn't open it because fucking heavy. My character was at the time he allowed like some homebrew thing as long as it wasn't like you're overpowered and stuff like that. So I think I was like a hobgoblin or like a goblin essentially.
Right.
But I was like a gambler character. So like my whole thing was charisma. I think I was technically like a rogue subclass, but like my whole thing was basically like I gamble and I try to fucking steal stuff from people. Like
seems legit.
legally, you know, by rigging games and stuff like that. But his way of doing things is he gave us all our unique items. So we each had like a unique item specific to our character, and we could keep that, and it's like things. So like my character's one was that I had like this ring, and this ring allowed me to essentially, like, as an action for my turn or whatever, when I rolled or did anything with something, I can make it face whatever I wanted. So like, let's say I rolled a dice, like a 6-sided die. If I use the ring, I can make it roll a 6 if I wanted, or any other number.
Okay.
As long as I use the ring. So I went up to this door and I was like, listen, what if I use the ring to like turn the door? So I wanted it to, instead of being straight up, just hop over. Based on me touching my hand on it. He's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I'm rolling the door.
Rolling the door.
I'm rolling the door. Just, and he's like, all right, man, give me a percentile roll. So, long story short, we almost died because the door, let's say we're like here, and this is a giant ass door going all the way up. It toppled this way, not the other way. It toppled this way, so we had to like immediately run out. The
Oh
crypt
my
almost
God.
fucking caved in on itself. But it opened. But it opened.
Oh my god. Yeah, if it works, it ain't stupid. It works.
You know, it's these things where it's just like, you know, if it works, it works.
Right.
What about you? You have any cool instances in your games where it's like, yeah, that was cool.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, of course, there's a lot, and most of them don't even really involve me, other than the fact that I was in the campaign.
Mhm.
I know there was one. This is all in the same campaign. I'm probably gonna bring up like 3 just because they're nice and short. And I can just bring them up. So, me and my party were trying to go city to city and just see what's, you know, we're traveling like any D&D party does. And we ran into a death knight just razing a fucking city to the ground. Keep in mind, we're like level 6 at this point. We should not be fighting a death knight at this level.
Right. Yeah.
So our paladin, who is playing, he's a homebrewed race, a walrus sulky. So he's just a big walrus man. Goes up to the death knight because he doesn't really know what to do because he's like, we should not be fighting this. So his decision, because his paladin has 8 in intelligence, grapples the death knight. And that motherfucker rolled a natural 20 to grapple the death knight. So he grappled the death knight. Meanwhile, our wizard cast Liamon's tiny hut, and our DM ruled that we were able to cast spells if we stuck our hand out of the hut. So our Walrusoki paladin is holding this death knight, just bodying him, and just pinning this man down. While all the rest of us, I'm playing a bard at this point. We have a rogue, and then we have the wizard. And we're just slinging shit at this death knight while he can't do anything because he's just being held by this giant walrus man in heavy armor.
Don't think that anyone feel me. Don't give a fuck if it